When the news first came out, it was reported that there was a body in his car that had been there for an extended period of time before being found. It was too badly decomposed to be identified.
David's girlfriend's body was discovered inside his Tesla, and at first, a lot of people tried giving him the benefit of the doubt. Maybe he wasn't involved, at least that's what some believed. But then cops found his driver's license sitting right inside the car, putting him directly in the middle of the whole nightmare. That changed everything fast. People started asking the big question: why would he allegedly do something so brutal? And even crazier, why did the truth stay hidden for so long? I've got the full story. So here's where everything went sideways. September 8th, 2025, what should have been a normal Tuesday morning at the Hollywood tow yard on Mansfield Avenue turned into something nobody there would ever forget. Workers were just clocking in, trying to make money and get through the day, when suddenly a terrible smell started spreading through the lot. At first, some thought it was rotten food or trash sitting in the heat, but this smell was different. Way worse. The workers eventually traced it back to an abandoned Tesla sitting there untouched. And when they opened the front trunk, the whole scene turned horrifying fast.
I even said to a friend when it first came out, I was like, I feel like the Fortnite kid who's pretty normal didn't do something like this.
Inside was a badly decomposed body wrapped in bags and hidden away. Investigators later identified the victim as 15-year-old Celeste Rivas Hernandez. The discovery shocked the entire community and instantly kicked off a major investigation. The condition of the victim's body was so severe that investigators reportedly needed more than a week to officially confirm her identity. Medical examiners had to use dental records along with a distinctive tattoo to verify what many people in the community had already feared. The whole situation left people shocked and disturbed. But this is where the story takes an even darker turn. This wasn't just some random abandoned car sitting in a tow yard collecting dust. The Tesla was reportedly linked to David Anthony Burke, better known online and in music circles as David, the 20-year-old internet personality who built a huge fan base from gaming videos before jumping into music fame. To millions of supporters, David had this clean-cut image. People saw him as the emotional artist making songs about heartbreak, relationships, and loyalty. He came across as calm, relatable, and family-oriented. But behind that public image, investigators would later begin uncovering details that painted a much more troubling picture. And the timeline surrounding the car only made people ask even more questions. Reports claimed the Tesla had been sitting abandoned around the Hollywood Hills for nearly 3 weeks before it finally got towed away. Some neighbors even said they noticed the vehicle changing parking spots around the area for weeks, almost like somebody was trying to avoid attention or keep it from being noticed. The city eventually responded to repeated complaints about the abandoned Tesla and had it towed on September 5th.
The investigation into singer David has intensified after the body of a teenager was discovered in a Tesla that has been linked to him. From canceled tours to social media revelations, new developments are raising serious questions about their supposed relationship and the ongoing probe.
But what nobody realized at the time was that something horrifying was allegedly hidden inside the vehicle the entire time. It wasn't until 3 days later, when tow yard workers checked the front trunk, that the disturbing discovery was finally made. And the details surrounding Celeste's story made the situation even more heartbreaking. She had reportedly just turned 15 the day before her body was found, meaning she never even got the chance to celebrate her birthday with family or friends. People who knew about her described her as a normal teenager who loved Hello Kitty and had dreams like any other kid her age, wanting a better future and hoping to make something of herself one day. According to reports, Celeste had been listed as missing multiple times dating back to 2024. Her last reported disappearance happened in April of that year, when she was still very young. For more than a year, her family searched desperately for answers, hoping she would eventually come home safe. Instead, they were hit with devastating news no family ever wants to hear. What also stirred major backlash online was the response coming from David's side after the investigation became public. Representatives released a statement saying he had been informed of the situation and was cooperating with authorities, but at the same time, critics pointed out that he continued making public appearances and performing at events, which only added more anger and suspicion surrounding the case. People online were stunned after videos surfaced showing David performing on stage the night after the body was discovered. He was tossing merchandise into the crowd, smiling and acting like everything was normal, which immediately sparked outrage across social media. A lot of people felt the timing made the situation look even worse. Once rumors and reports started spreading, major companies wasted no time creating distance from the controversy.
That's why when the news first broke, most people just assumed he couldn't have possibly done it. I even said to a friend when it first came out, I was like, I feel like the Fortnite kid who's pretty normal didn't do something like this, because that was always the impression that I got from him, but that may not be the case. case.
Brands connected to David, including clothing and fashion partnerships, reportedly began ending deals fast to avoid getting pulled into the backlash. The pressure around the case was growing by the hour, and businesses clearly didn't want their names attached to the headlines. The music industry reacted quickly too. Reports claimed Interscope and related partners slowed down promotion connected to his upcoming projects, while other artists quietly removed collaborations and online content tied to him. Fans noticed songs disappearing, posts getting deleted, and public support fading almost overnight. When sponsors, labels, and collaborators all start backing away at the same time, people know something serious is happening. And the location of the abandoned Tesla only made the situation look even more suspicious to investigators and the public. The vehicle was reportedly towed from an area very close to the Hollywood Hills property where David had been staying, a luxury rental connected to his management team. Because of how close everything was, many people questioned how the car could sit there for so long without drawing more attention. The LAPD's Robbery Homicide Division eventually stepped in to handle the investigation, but many people felt the case was moving painfully slow. Authorities continued saying David had not been officially named as a suspect, while the exact cause of death remained pending further examination and testing. That careful approach frustrated a lot of people watching the case unfold. Community members especially questioned whether the response would have looked different if the victim had come from a wealthy neighborhood instead of a working-class area.
According to NBC, a spokesperson for David said he has been informed about what's happened, and although he is still out on tour, he is fully cooperating with the authorities. But he would have been touring for over a month before the body was decomposed, according to his tour dates.
Online discussions exploded with people debating media attention, police urgency, and how certain cases seem to receive far more public pressure than others. Emotions were running high everywhere. At the same time, David's fan base was struggling to process the accusations and rumors connected to someone they once viewed as relatable and positive. To supporters, he had built an image around faith, ambition, heartbreak, and chasing success. He came across as calm, respectful, and down to earth. The kind of celebrity many people trusted and defended without hesitation. That's why the situation shocked so many people. Fans found themselves asking how someone with such a polished public image could become connected to allegations this disturbing. But investigators and longtime observers of criminal cases often point out that appearances can sometimes be misleading. In many situations, individuals accused of serious crimes may appear completely ordinary on the surface, which is part of what makes cases like this so unsettling. And sometimes the people who seem the most wholesome in public end up facing the darkest accusations behind closed doors. As news about the case spread online, social media exploded with rumors, theories, and non-stop speculation. Some people rushed to conclusions, while others waited for investigators to release verified facts, knowing cases like this can become even more shocking once the full story starts coming out. What began as an ordinary day at a tow yard quickly turned into a massive investigation tied to allegations far bigger than anyone expected. Questions started growing about whether there had been warning signs hidden behind a carefully managed public image. The situation sent shockwaves through both the internet and the entertainment world, especially because David had built his career around being relatable, emotional, and trustworthy. Industry insiders, fans, and critics all seemed to realize the same thing at once.
So also, we got a picture of David in Lake Elsinore, which is in Riverside County. It's about 70 miles from downtown Los Angeles, far away from where he was living.
But it's where Celeste is from.
It's a 5-minute walk from
This
where
parking
Celeste's
lot, the
family.
photo.
This case had the potential to completely change how people viewed internet fame, celebrity culture, and the pressure surrounding young artists. Conversations online shifted beyond just one person, with many debating the darker side of fame, influence, and how public images can sometimes hide troubling situations away from the spotlight. As investigators continued digging deeper, it became clear this would not be a fast or simple case. More details slowly started surfacing, and every new development brought even more attention and controversy. One of the first major details that had people talking came after Celeste's mother spoke publicly with TMZ. According to her statement, Celeste had a distinctive shish tattoo on her right index finger, the same marking investigators reportedly identified on the remains. That detail alone caught people's attention immediately. But then another twist sent social media into overdrive. Online users quickly pointed out that David also appeared to have a matching shish tattoo on his own right index finger. That coincidence fueled even more speculation and made the connection between the two impossible for the internet to ignore. Matching tattoos between celebrities and fans aren't exactly rare, but with everything surrounding this case, people viewed the similarity in a completely different light. The timing and circumstances made the connection feel far more serious than just ordinary fan behavior. Then another major claim pushed the story into even more disturbing territory. According to public statements from Celeste's mother, her daughter had allegedly been involved with someone named David before she disappeared. That revelation immediately intensified public attention around the case and sparked heavy discussion online. People weren't looking at this as a simple fan and artist interaction anymore. The allegations suggested there may have been a much deeper personal connection, which is what caused so much outrage and concern across social media. Discussions about age differences, online communication, and influencer access to young supporters quickly took over the internet. The reported timeline surrounding their alleged connection also raised serious questions. Online rumors and posts claimed David may have first contacted Celeste when she was very young, possibly through online gaming spaces like Roblox or other social platforms. Those claims spread rapidly, though many details remained unconfirmed publicly at the time. Adding even more attention to the story, a teacher from Lakeland Village Middle School reportedly posted a TikTok video claiming Celeste had once told classmates she met David online and had run away to be with him. According to the post, police later returned her home before she disappeared again in April 2024. The allegations left many people stunned and demanding answers. When people started looking closely at the reported timeline, the alleged age gap became one of the biggest points of outrage online.
Yeah, well, she was basically talking about how one of the identifying features of Celeste was a tattoo on her finger, which she specified to us, which we then transferred over to that information to LAPD, was that the tattoo was red.
Critics argued that if the claims were true, there was a major imbalance in maturity, influence, and power between the two. By the time David was already building an online following and gaining attention on the internet, Celeste was still extremely young. That's why so many people reacted with shock and anger once those allegations began spreading publicly. As discussions exploded online, internet users started digging through old posts, screenshots, and archived content looking for possible clues. Some claim to have found screenshots from a Discord server allegedly connected to David, where conversations referenced someone named Celeste dating back several years. Those screenshots quickly spread across social media, with people debating whether the messages were authentic and what they might reveal. Even more controversy came from allegations that moderators in online communities had been asked to remove or hide certain conversations connected to the situation. To critics, that raised even more suspicion and led many people to believe there may have been attempts to keep parts of the alleged relationship out of public view. However, investigators would still need to verify what was real and what may have been altered or taken out of context online. Photos circulating across the internet added another layer to the controversy. Several images allegedly showed David and Celeste together, though in many of them her face appeared partially hidden or turned away from the camera. Online users heavily analyzed those pictures, with many questioning why someone would allegedly try to conceal her identity in the first place. One widely discussed image supposedly showed the two wearing similar outfits while displaying matching tattoos, which only intensified speculation across social media. At the same time, people also pointed to location-based details that they believed connected the two. One photo allegedly placed David near Lake Elsinore, only minutes away from where Celeste's family lived, a location far from the luxury Los Angeles lifestyle many associated him with. All those details combined kept pushing the story deeper into public attention. People online started questioning why David would allegedly be spending time in a working-class neighborhood so far from the celebrity lifestyle people associated him with. Critics wondered if there was a specific reason he kept appearing in that area, especially once rumors connected him to Celeste. Those questions only added more attention to an already explosive case. But what really sent social media into overdrive was how people began re-examining David's music and lyrics after the investigation became public. Fans and internet detectives started digging through older songs, leaked tracks, and unreleased material looking for possible hidden meanings or references. One leaked song, reportedly titled Celeste, became a major topic of discussion online because listeners believed the lyrics sounded unusually personal and emotionally specific. The leaked track included the lyrics, "Oh Celeste, the girl with my name tattooed on her chest, smell her on my clothes like cigarettes, I hear her voice each time I take a breath, I'm obsessed." Once those lyrics resurfaced, many people began speculating about whether the song had any connection to the allegations surrounding the case. People also pointed out the timing of certain music releases. Fans noticed that the video for Romantic Homicide had reportedly been released on September 7th, which was connected to Celeste's birthday. Online users debated whether that timing was meaningful or simply a coincidence, but the theories spread rapidly across social media regardless.
Right, but
and also,
and I think even more importantly, was that she mentioned that Celeste, at least she was under the impression that Celeste was dating a guy called David, and that she had hung out with him several times before, and that was the last time she saw him.
After the case gained public attention, listeners started hearing songs like Romantic Homicide very differently. Lyrics that were once viewed as dramatic heartbreak music suddenly took on a much darker interpretation for many fans, leading to even more speculation and controversy surrounding David's public image and personal life. As the investigation gained more attention, people connected to the Los Angeles music scene began sharing stories online about seeing David around a young woman they assumed was older. Some claimed they believed she was a college-aged adult because she allegedly used fake identification to enter clubs, concerts, and other age-restricted places. Once reports connected those sightings to Celeste, many people were shocked by how young she actually was at the time. Those allegations sparked major conversations online about celebrity influence, access, and the dangers young fans can face around older public figures. Theories surrounding Celeste's death also became a huge focus of discussion. Some private investigators and online commentators speculated that she may have died from an overdose, though authorities had not publicly confirmed that claim. According to those theories, panic afterward may have led to attempts to conceal what happened instead of immediately contacting emergency services. Even without official confirmation, those rumors intensified public outrage and added even more pressure on investigators to uncover the full truth. One of the final reported sightings connected to Celeste came from security footage recorded near a liquor store in Lake Elsinore in March 2024. That footage became an important timeline detail because it was among the last known moments she was reportedly seen in public before disappearing for good. Later, heartbreaking statements from family members added another emotional layer to the case. According to her brother, the last time relatives reportedly saw Celeste alive was when she left home to go watch a movie with someone named David. Investigators and online users quickly connected that detail to the same black Tesla where her body was later discovered, making the story even more disturbing for many people following the case. As more details surfaced, public opinion shifted heavily. People pointed to the alleged matching tattoos, reported sightings together, online messages, leaked music references, timeline connections, and the discovery of the body inside the Tesla as pieces of a much larger story. To many observers, the growing list of allegations and evidence no longer felt like random coincidence, but part of a deeply troubling situation that investigators were still working to fully uncover. By the time investigators fully intensified the case, public pressure had already exploded online and throughout the community. Social media users, internet investigators, and local residents had spent days piecing together timelines, screenshots, photos, and rumors connected to David and Celeste. The attention surrounding the case became impossible to ignore, and many people demanded faster action from authorities.
TMZ confirmed that a house David was living in was searched by the LAPD. The house was being rented by his manager from Interscope, but there are a ton of pictures and videos of him in the house over the past year. Apparently, LAPD homicide detectives searched the house Wednesday and walked out with a computer and several evidence bags.
Then on September 17, 2025, LAPD's Robbery Homicide Division reportedly carried out a major search operation at the Hollywood Hills property where David had been staying. The luxury rental home, reportedly connected to his management team and costing around $20,000 a month, was located close to the area where the abandoned Tesla had previously been discovered. That location alone immediately fueled even more speculation online. According to reports, investigators spent hours searching through the property and left carrying computers, electronics, and multiple evidence bags. Authorities were also reportedly examining the home for possible forensic evidence connected to the case. News helicopters, reporters, and social media creators quickly flooded the internet with updates, making the raid one of the biggest talking points surrounding the investigation. But the timing of the search also sparked criticism. Many people questioned why authorities appeared to wait more than a week after the body was discovered before taking stronger investigative action. During that period, critics pointed out that David continued making public appearances and traveling. Those delays led to widespread debates online about whether fame, celebrity connections, or public image can sometimes influence how quickly high-profile investigations move. The criticism only added more tension to an already explosive case. The response from the community came fast and with a lot of emotion. Vigils were held in Celeste's hometown of Lake Elsinore, where neighbors, friends, and supporters gathered to honor her life and demand justice. People brought candles, flowers, photos, and signs while calling for answers and accountability in a case that had shaken the entire community.
Yeah, he didn't do it.
He's not a murderer?
No.
Thank God, bro, because I was still gonna listen to his music. I was just worried that I'd be an asshole if I did.
No, listen, he didn't do it. He literally performed the next day. If he was a suspect, the police would have been after him. He's not a suspect.
He's not just escaping the police clutches?
No, and I'm gonna perform. We're gonna perform on the 20th, me and David.
Tesla.
I don't think it's him because he's been on tour.
No,
but also,
I don't think it's him either. I think it's like almost obviously not him.
Online, the movement grew even bigger. Hashtags like #JusticeForCeleste began spreading across social media as users shared updates, timelines, theories, and messages supporting her family. The internet kept heavy pressure on authorities to continue investigating and publicly address the growing number of allegations connected to the case. At the same time, a strange twist happened in the music world. Following the media attention, David's streaming numbers reportedly surged as listeners revisited older songs and lyrics through a completely different lens. Tracks like Romantic Homicide climbed in popularity again as people searched for possible hidden meanings tied to the investigation. Many critics pointed out how high-profile criminal cases can sometimes increase public fascination instead of immediately ending an artist's visibility. Still, the backlash against David's career continued building from every direction. Music festivals reportedly removed him from scheduled lineups, planned tours were canceled, and public appearances connected to major industry events quietly disappeared. As more allegations and details surfaced, even some longtime supporters began distancing themselves because they could no longer ignore the controversy surrounding the case. Streamer Jason Lowine, who had originally defended David publicly during live streams and online discussions, later reversed his position as more information and allegations surfaced. He reportedly unfollowed David on social media and distanced himself from the situation entirely, showing just how fast public opinion was changing once people began paying closer attention to the growing evidence and accusations. The same thing started happening across the entertainment world. Influencers, creators, and artists who had previously associated with David began quietly removing connections, deleting posts, and unfollowing him online. Fans quickly noticed the shift, viewing it as a sign that many industry figures no longer wanted their names linked to the controversy surrounding the investigation. As online investigators continued digging through archived posts and alleged private messages, even more disturbing claims began circulating. Some internet users claimed to uncover Discord messages suggesting that Celeste may have been pregnant. According to those alleged messages, discussions from July 2024 referenced a possible due date sometime in March 2025. Those claims spread rapidly online, though authorities had not publicly confirmed them. If the allegations were true, many people believed it could potentially explain why investigators were examining the relationship so closely. The rumors intensified public speculation and fueled debates across social media about motive secrecy and the pressure surrounding the case. Meanwhile, additional photos allegedly showing David and Celeste together continued surfacing online. In several images, her face appeared partially hidden, but internet users claimed certain clothing and accessories matched items known to belong to her, adding even more controversy to the growing investigation. Security footage and witness statements reportedly placed David and Celeste together on multiple occasions, helping investigators and online users piece together a timeline that allegedly stretched back several years. As more details surfaced, many people began closely analyzing David's music and public image, believing some of his lyrics now sounded far more disturbing in light of the investigation.
I feel like I need to speak on this. Okay, you need to be serious for a minute, because the narrative that's been spun on Twitter. First off, I want to retract my statement. Obviously, the other day, I was defending David before all the new evidence came out. I do not condone anything that David has done or is doing.
One song that drew major attention online was Decide, released in 2022, because listeners focused heavily on the lyric, "Save your tears, 7 years." social media users quickly began debating whether the line had any deeper meaning connected to the allegations. Critics argued the lyrics sounded unsettling when compared to the reported timeline surrounding Celeste, while others cautioned against treating song lyrics as literal confessions. Either way, the discussion exploded across the internet. The unreleased track, reportedly titled Celeste, also fueled controversy because people believed it contained highly personal references that suggested close familiarity with the victim. Since the song was allegedly recorded during a period when Celeste had already been reported missing, online speculation intensified even more regarding the nature of their alleged connection. Fans also started revisiting David's concerts and stage performances with a different perspective. Reports circulated claiming he sometimes used funeral-themed props during shows and encouraged audience members to write letters to deceased loved ones as part of the performance experience. What many once viewed as dark artistic expression suddenly took on a much more unsettling interpretation after the investigation became public. By October, Celeste's body was finally released to her family for burial, bringing an emotional moment for loved ones who had spent so long searching for answers. A GoFundMe campaign was reportedly created to help cover funeral costs as the family faced both overwhelming grief and the financial burden connected to laying their daughter to rest. By this point, David had reportedly moved out of the Hollywood Hills rental connected to the investigation, and public reports about his location became unclear. According to various sources, he was still communicating with authorities through legal representatives, but despite the growing controversy and mounting allegations, no arrest had yet been announced. That delay frustrated many people closely following the case. Legal analysts explained that investigators were likely waiting for complete autopsy and toxicology reports before deciding whether prosecutors could pursue the most serious possible charges. Those forensic results can sometimes take months to finalize, especially in high-profile investigations involving complex circumstances.
By the way, guys, if you see anyone asking about the David situation, I completely understand why they would. Please refer them to either my tweet or my IG story.
Until officials could officially determine the exact cause and manner of death, authorities would need stronger forensic confirmation before moving forward with certain criminal accusations. And still, many observers believed the investigation had already expanded far beyond the original discovery inside the abandoned Tesla. What started as a shocking case at a tow yard had quickly grown into one of the most talked about scandals connected to internet fame and the music industry in recent years. As more allegations surfaced, critics argued the situation pointed to a much larger pattern involving manipulation, secrecy, and exploitation hidden behind a carefully crafted celebrity image. Online discussions intensified around how fame, influence, and fan culture can sometimes allow troubling behavior to go unnoticed for long periods of time. By the end of it all, many former supporters felt the same way. The clean-cut, emotional public persona David presented to fans no longer matched the disturbing accusations and evidence now tied to his name. The Tesla where Celeste's remains were discovered became more than just part of an investigation. To many people following the case, it represented the final piece in a disturbing chain of allegations that had been building for years. What first looked like a shocking discovery at a tow yard quickly turned into one of the most talked about criminal investigations tied to internet fame and celebrity culture. Legal experts have continued pointing out that cases this serious can take months, sometimes even years, to fully move through the court system. But in the eyes of the public, many people had already formed strong opinions based on the growing amount of evidence, reports, screenshots, witness statements, and alleged connections surrounding the investigation. For critics and supporters of Celeste's family, the biggest question stopped being whether authorities would keep investigating. Instead, people began wondering what charges could eventually be filed and what justice might look like for a 15-year-old girl whose life ended in such a tragic and heartbreaking way. The community, online investigators, and supporters demanding answers kept pressure on the case from the very beginning, and many believe that attention played a huge role in making sure the story stayed in the spotlight. If you made it this far, drop your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share this with others following the case so more people can stay informed. Check out the videos on your screen for more stories and deep dives like this.